be a nail-biter.
Lubbock Trinity comes in at 18-6. We mentioned number 1 in the 4A in the TAPS division, which is the private schools in the whole state of Texas. Now, there's been one common opponent with Lubbock Trinity and the Hobbs Eagles. That was Permian out of Odessa, Texas. Hobbs played Permian back on November 18th, their first game of the season, and lost 73-69 just by 4. But Lubbock Trinity blew out Permian on November 29th, just 11 days later, 75-58. So a 17-point winner in that one. They out-rebounded them 35-22, had 6 steals, 4 block shots, and shot 53% from the field on that win over Permian. So this is a tough Lubbock Trinity team. No matter what division you play them and what state you're from, they're gonna give you a major force out there. They had a real big battle with Friendship, Texas, over there in Wolford, right outside of Lubbock. That was a double overtime game. Friendship won that one 100-96, so a very big game, 196 points on the scoreboard. In that contest, Trinity Christian was out 66-57 at the end of the third, so they had a 9-point lead. But then those extra periods that were added on to the game kind of cost them in the end, as Friendship did pull out the 4-point win. Now, the kid the Eagles have to be ready for is this Kieran Elliott kid. He is 6'7", 215 pounds for Lubbock Trinity. He had 39 points against Friendship and 13 rebounds, a double-double. So we're really going to have to team him up inside the lane with a couple of defenders underneath the hoop to keep him off the boards as much as possible. Another guy that really did well for them too, that he's one of their top scorers as well, and that was Marcus Ramon Edwards. He had 18 points, 5 in the second overtime to help this team, and Dax Trout also in double digits with 15. Also Brady Watson with 14. So they had 4 in double figures for a losing cause against Friendship, Texas. And, of course, that was a major battle, double overtime, and lots of scoring going on in that game for both teams. So we're anxious to see how this is going to pair up here with Hobbs versus Lubbock Trinity. The national anthem finishing up here at Tasco Arena. Hobbs Eagle basketball getting ready for another home contest finally. Eagles have been on the road for 7 games, 4 at the Albuquerque Metro Tournament, and 3 Las Cruces, Los Lunas, and Cleveland. 9-9 record for the Eagles as they take on Trinity Christian out of Lubbock. 18-6 overall, 5-0 in their district. So they got a lot of games under their belt, already 24. Eagles have 18, so 6 more there. Your starters for the Eagles tonight: Michael Mackey coming in at 22.5 points a game, leading in rebounds over 5, leading in assists close to 3 a contest, and almost 3 steals a game as well. So he leads in 4 different categories for the Eagles. Braylon Vega, the freshman, averaging 7 points a game, and his best stat other than that is the rebounds, close to 2 a contest. Can stroke the threes, by the way. He has 23 this season from outside range. He's second on the team in 3-point shots up to this point. Abraham Pena, the second leading scorer on the squad. He's averaging 14.4 a game, second in assists at 2.4 a game, and 1.3 steals on the defensive side. He's also second there and leads on the team in 3-point shots at 33. So definitely can stroke it from the outside as well. Brian Acosta had a couple of quiet games in the last few, but he is a starter as well. He is averaging 3 points a game and close to 2 rebounds a contest and 1.1 assists. So he does dish the ball off when need be. And the senior postman for the Eagles is Chris Archibek, as he comes into the game averaging a total of 2.5 points a contest, also 2.6 rebounds a game. The Eagles are shooting 47% from the field. They're also now at 68% from the charity stripe, 35% from 3-point range. The Eagles got down some of their turnovers in a couple of their games this past week, so they're down to 17.6 a game. Definitely something you want to improve on, and have about 8 steals a contest on the defensive side. So those are your starters for the Eagles. And for the Lions from Lubbock Trinity, that includes Brady Watson, Dax Trout, he's 6'2", Eli Reeves, Marcus Edwards, and the big kid at 6'7", 215 pounds, Keenan Elliott. And if the Hobbs Eagles don't put a butt on him, he's going to have a big night tonight.
Oh yeah, he will definitely. He's going to be able to do whatever he needs to or wants to, as long as he can hit his shots, just like it was against Cleveland Storm. The big kid making most of his shots under the rim.
Max Preps poll currently for the Hobbs Eagles. They did drop one after a couple of losses this past week. They're back to number 13, flip-flopping with Carlsbad, and Hobbs actually moved ahead of Carlsbad up until those games, and now it's back down to number 13. So they definitely want to make some noise here with this game tonight. There were some other movement in the top 10 as well. Los Lunas, after defeating Hobbs and Carlsbad, they moved up to number 5. And Oregon Mountain has dropped down to number 5. They lost to Los Lunas and Carlsbad, so that kind of hurt them in terms of the standings. Cleveland moved up to number 7 from number 8. And La Cueva swapped with them. They dropped to number 8 because La Cueva lost to Atrisco, the number 2 team in the state. They also lost to Cleveland by 3, 63-60. The top 3 still in the Max Preps poll for the 5A. Volcano Vista, undefeated still. Atrisco Heritage at 2nd, and Sandia at number 3. Hobbs are going to be wearing their white uniforms for the home team, black numbers, gold trim. And the black uniforms for the Lions of Trinity Christian, probably call them Lubbock Trinity throughout this game. They're wearing white numbers on top of that. Hobbs will be going left to right on the radio dial for the first half of action. So a non-district game for the Eagles. They've got another one coming up against Artesia on Friday. So two good tests, a 4A team out of Texas, private school, and then also a 4A team out of New Mexico, who's an up and riser after starting off slow, as you mentioned earlier, Ron. HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and Cool 95.7. Exclusive coverage of Hobbs Eagle Hoops, and we're ready for some basketball. The tip into the backcourt will be taken by the Lions as Elliott, with his 6'7" frame, gets it started. Pass off to the right wing to Marcus Edwards, driving to the free throw line, picked up by Mackey. Sends it back up top to Watson. To the right wing, sliding on the far right sideline. Now in the paint is Edwards. Dumps it back door to the left corner to Reeves. Thought about a 3, but good defense picking him up is Acosta. Sends it to the left side of the line to Elliott. Drives the baseline. Throws up a hook shot in the paint. Misses out the front of the rim. Goes back up. Misses again. Gets another rebound on the left block and sends it out. He got 2 boards as he puts it up top to the arc to Trout. Trout dribbles right. Hands off to Edwards. Sends it back down to the right corner. A bounce pass coming from Trout underneath to the right block to Watson. Fadeaway Jay on the baseline. Right side, no good. Mackey comes down with the rebound for the Eagles in transition. Goes it up into the front court. A 3 on the way off the right side of the rim for Vega. Couldn't get it to drop. And pulled down for Lubbock Trinity by Elliott. Already 3 rebounds for Elliott in this ballgame. They've got to get a body on him. Goes it up top and driving the lane is Edwards. Got the ball knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. He fumbles it after that. It'll go out of a turnover for Lubbock Trinity. Their first of the ballgame. Still scoreless here, starting the first quarter at Tasker Arena. Coming across the timeline with the dribble, Abraham Pena for the Eagles. Man-to-man defense for Lubbock Trinity. Pass off to the right wing to Vega. Sends it up top to Acosta, over to the left side to Pena. Pena will hold it for a second. Wanting to see some rotation. One-hand bounce pass to Mackey, top of the circle. Jab step. Doesn't use the screen. Instead sends it over to Pena left side. Goes baseline. Falls to the floor on his stomach and is able to get it out to Mackey on the left wing. Back up top to Pena to reset. He's going to spot up an NBA 3 off the front of the rim though. Rebound on the right block by Watson. Quickly for the Lions in the front court. Alley-oop back door. Wide open with a little finger roll. Keenan Elliott on the left side puts it through. And he could dunk too, but that time he decides to use the layup action. Trinity up 2-0 here in the first. Mackey in the front court. Over to Pena on the left wing. Gets a screen left side from Archibald. Bounce it up top to Acosta. Comes right with the dribble. Hand off to Mackey. Mackey with a triple threat. Finds Archibald at the top of the circle. He'll come left around the perimeter. Bounces it off the knee of Vega. He has to track it back at the timeline. And gives it back to Acosta right side. Hand off to Pena down the lane. A runner shot. Lefty hook is an air ball. And it rolls out of bounds on the left baseline. So Hobbs unable to get some inside shots yet. They trailed 2-0 with 5:40 left in the opening quarter to Lubbock Trinity. Eagles didn't play this team last year. It's been 2 years back. Last time was January 18, 2020 in Lubbock. Hobbs lost that one by 16, 64-48. Driving the lane, coming down the right side, dishing it back towards Edwards, and up over the front of the iron for the 2 points for the Trinity Lions as they get their 4th point of the ball game. As that one put down by Eli Reeves. 4-0 to score. We got a timeout on the court already, and not the way the Eagles want to start. Haven't got a lot of good looks yet. It looks like Trinity wants to move the basketball down court.
Yeah, so far the aggressive team has been Trinity. They've gotten way more shots as far as good looks. Hobbs trying to struggle on the offensive side, defensive side too, but mostly on the offensive side, just trying to get some shots in or maybe even getting some rebounds. Unfortunately, so far for them, they're down 4-0. But you know, this series, Only goes back a few years since the school has been founded in 1977. That was Trinity, and they are tied at 2-2. That last game you said that they lost, that tied the series up. This one can make it or break it as far as winning or losing.
Yeah, back in 2020, that's Michael Mackey was actually on the roster back then. He was a freshman, only played 4 games that season, averaged 1.5 a game. He had 6 points, 2 for 2 on the line, and 3 rebounds and a steal. So Mackey was a freshman on the roster back in 2020. As we get back to live action, Eagles after the timeout in the front court, a handoff on the left wing to Vega. Comes up top, hands it off to Hodge, who just checked in. Goes left with the pass to Pena. Outside the circle, still dribbling through his legs. Gets a screen up top from Jordan Chisholm, who just checked in. And he gives it back deep to Vega. All the way over to the left side to Hodge. To the free throw line on a spin, goes through his legs, lost the ball. Picked up on the left elbow by Archibald. Over to Vega in the left corner, and he spots up a 3 and racks the net up on top of the rim. Counted. Vega with the tray. Eagles on the board, trail by 1 to Trinity, 4-3. 4:45 left here in the first. Top of the circle is Elliott with the lefty dribble. Flicks it over to Trout, same side. Drives the lane. Over to the top of the arc. The pass to Watson. Hippity hop down the lane. Finds Elliott in the left corner. Goes baseline. Spin move. Fade away with the right hand and puts over the front of the rim for 2 from the middle of the paint. 4 points down for Elliott. 6-3. Doubling up on the Eagles here in the first. In the front court comes the dribble by Hodge on the right side. Stop and go baseline. Flicks it down the middle of the lane. Fade away shot off the back of the rim for Chisholm. Ball loose at the free throw line is picked up by Edwards, his first rebound. Sends it ahead down the lane as Watson takes a couple of steps. He is tied up as Hodge gets on top of the basketball. Also had some help from his other teammate, Chris Archibald. And the arrow's going to go to the Eagles. That will be a turnover for Lubbock Trinity, their second in the ball game. 6-3, Lubbock in the lead over Hobbs with 4 minutes left in the first. Hodge into the front court. Unloads the pass to Pena on the right wing. Up top to Chisholm, swinging left side to Hodge. Hodge wait for a post man, tries to bounce it down low to Archibald. Wasn't quite set yet to come get the ball. It sails out on the right baseline for the Eagles' first turnover.
Just a little bad timing on that one. Just missed the mark by just a little bit. Went out of bounds.
I'll tell you, they have Keenan Elliott listed at 6'7". He doesn't look like he's really storming over the top of people, though, because you got to get in front of him. And right now, it's some trouble is Chisholm. They throw it down to the right block, and they give it to Elliott. He return it to his guard on the right wing. Dribbling through his legs is Trout down the middle of the lane. Goes a little scoop shot, lost it on the way up. Goes straight up in the air and rebounded by the Eagles by Archibald. Into the front court, a pass to Pena. Over to Hodge on the right wing. Hodge will get a screen and a roll for Archibald. Hodge goes to the rack with it. They're going to call the hold foul coming down the right side of the lane. This will be a foul against Trinity Christian. They give Hobbs the basketball on the left baseline underneath their hoop. They'll charge that one to Watson, his first team foul. And that's the thing we talked about this past week, Ron. Getting some inside looks for the Eagles. We're starting to see a little bit of that in this game now.
Yeah, he cut between 2 defenders and was able to get the foul. That's what I like to see, a little more aggressiveness.
Pena gets a backdoor bouncer from the inbound, and the left block goes up a lefty hook and puts it through the hole. Pena with his first bucket of the game. It's 6-5. Eagles down by 1. In the front court, dribbling behind his back is Edwards. Bounce pass in the lane. Elliott with the jab step. Goes it out to the right wing to Watson. Drives baseline. Goes the rack high off the glass and scores over 2 defenders. That was Watson's first bucket of the game. 8-5. Lubbock by 3. Going to the other end. Hippity hop move. Missing the layup on the right side is Pena. In transition off the rebound. Elliott, his fourth board. Comes into the front court. Slows it down on the right wing. Up top to Partain. To the left side to Watson. Hand off behind left to Trout. Over to right wing. Again to Partain, down low to Elliott. Double clutch on the right block through 2 defenders and scores. Starting to use his bulk inside is Elliott. He's got 6 points to lead the Lions. Doubling up on the Eagles now by 5, 10-5. Clock down to 2:20 left here in the first. Payne has to come back for the ball on the right wing. Was thrown behind him. Dribbles to his legs. Dish off left side to Archibald. Pivot to Hodge on the left wing. Drives to the free throw line. Continues down the lane. Scoop and foul. That's coming over the top of him was Elliott. Ball sails over the back of the rim. But Hodge is not afraid to go to the rack with it, Ron.
He is not. He has no fear to drive the lane and get in there. And he made some contact happen as well and get some foul calls if possible. But definitely wants to get that basketball in the hoop.
Peyton Hodge will get 2 free throws. He is 31% this season. The Eagles came in at 65 as a team, and unfortunately, throws the first one off the back of the rim. No good. He'll get 1 more, though, trying to get his first point of the ball game. So far, a tray for Vega, a bucket for Pena for 5 total. And for the Lions, it's Elliott with 6, 2 apiece for Watson and Reeves.
And so far, Vega and Mackey have been the best free throw shooters on the Eagles team.
Free throw good on the second for Hodge. He's got 1 point, 10-6 the score. Hobbs down by 4. A couple long one-handed passes brought down by Elliott in the right corner. Spin move, backs out to the corner again. Spins back to the baseline, goes to the rack, double clutch, high on the glass, and they call the foul. He lands on his back on the baseline. 3 teammates run up to him, pull him back up off the floor there. I believe they called Turbiatas, who had just checked in. That's his first, and the first team foul against the Eagles. That will send the big kid to the line, Keenan Elliott. He's got 6 points, first to 10 for free throws in the game for Lubbock Trinity. First shot is up, and it is a swish for Elliott. Mentioned they're 18-6 this season of the Lions, number 1 in the 4A for the TAPS division, which is all private schools in the state of Texas. Second shot off the front of the rim, but then it gets a little bit of momentum to go over for the second one. Counted both of them.
Yep, shooter's touch, nice spin.
8 points now for Elliott. I did mention that against Friendship, Keenan did have a bunch of points. He had 39 in that game, but they had a score for Friendship with 40, so hopefully Eagles get somebody on fire in this one. Top of the arc, Chisholm, down 12-6, hands off to Hodge in the left wing, gets tied up as he comes down the lane. And it looked like the bench wanted, Coach Sutton and his bench wanted a travel call, but it was a tie-up. They'll call the jump. Arrow going to go to the Lions, though, which ends up being a turnover for the Eagles. They're second. 12-6, Lubbock Trinity leading over Hobbs with 1:48 left first quarter. A 1-2-2 full court trap for the Eagles. Ball gets in the hands of Reeves. Over the far side to Partain. Tries to get it back to the timeline. Ball loose. It's tapped ahead by Edwards. Picked up and then thrown ahead for the dunk on the left side of the rim to Elliott with 2 hands. He's got 10 points. Off a pass from Watson on that one. 14-6. The biggest lead is now 8 for Trinity. In the front court, Payne at the top of the circle. Slides left and right. Looking for somebody to throw to. Has Mackey on the left wing. He jab steps, gets a screen from Chisholm. Decides not to use it. Gives it up top to Turbiantes instead. Over the right wing to Pena. Taking a screen on that one. Driving lane is Pena. Tipped out from behind. Ball gets booted out of bounds. It looks like off the foot of Pena. And it'll be another Hobbs-Eagle turnover back-to-back for the Eagles. Starting to get a little bit hesitant on the movement of the basketball now.
Yeah, they're behind a little bit, and that's exactly what happens. They get hesitant, and he who hesitates loses.
8-point lead, the biggest of the game for Lubbock Trinity. 1 minute left in the quarter. First, across the timeline, Watson. Hard throw to Partain in the left corner. Mackey right on top of him. Dumps it to the left block to Elliott. Backing in to Chisholm. Spins on the left baseline in the lane now. Fadeaway jumper, middle of the paint, puts it through. Elliott's been unstoppable so far. He's got 12 points, 5 buckets, and a couple of free throws. 16-6. Biggest lead in the game now, 10 for the Lions. On to the front court left wing, up top to Pena. Sends it right to Turbiantes. To the right corner, a wide open Mackey for Trey. Air ball, unfortunately. Edwards gets the rebound. Now we got a dive for the ball on the floor there in the paint. Nice job for Chisholm to put himself down on the hardwood. Let's see where they're going to give the possession to. I think they're going to give it to Hobbs. They're going to call that. Not sure what the call was. Maybe a travel down there, but it will be a turnover for Lubbock Trinity. It'll be Hobbs basketball on the right base. Bad inbound, though, to half court. Taken away by Watson, the 4th turnover for the Eagles. He misses a layup on the right side. Picked up by Pena, who just checked in. His first rebound. Up ahead to Mackey, a shot from the left side of the free throw line, and nails the J. Mackey with his first bucket. 4 scores now for the Eagles. They trail 16-8, though. Lubbock Trinity now going to slow it up across the timeline with Watson in 8 seconds. Top of the circle against Hodge. Bounces into Hodge. They call the chest foul on him. And that will be Hodge's first personal and the second team foul against the Eagles. A couple of subs getting ready to check in for the Lions. As we get close to the end of the first, that will be Trout and Bruce checking in. It'll be Lion basketball, the far right sideline. And sending it in will be Bruce. Throws it up to sideline, knocked away for the Eagles by Chisholm, and Mackey will pick it up. That's the 4th turnover for the Lions. Mackey a shot outside the right of the lane, puts it through right before the buzzer, and Mackey finishes with 4 points in the first quarter. Your score, Lubbock Trinity 16, Hobbs 10. We're back here at Tasker Arena. Hobbs Eagles trailing Lubbock Trinity 16-10 on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday night. Substitute game for the Eagles. They had to fill a slot with Amarillo closing the game off about a month or so ago, so they didn't want to play the Eagles, so they had to get a team, and that's Lubbock Trinity. 6-point lead for them here heading to the second quarter. The Lions have 12 points so far from Keenan Elliott, their big post player. Watson and Reeves both with 2 apiece. For your Hobbs Eagles, Michael Mackey 4, Vega 3, Pena 2, Peyton Hodge 1, and then blast off, Ron.
Exactly, and see what happens in the second quarter. Maybe Hobbs can get back into it.
Eagles been out rebounded 7-3 in the first quarter. Both teams with 4 turnovers. Free throws 2 for 2 for Lubbock Trinity and 1 for 2 for the Eagles. It'll be Alliance basketball to start the second. Pass down the left corner to Elliott. Drives baseline. Triple team on him. Ball ripped out of his hands by Turbiatis. That'll be their 5th turnover. Up ahead to Chisholm. Misses the spin layup on the right side. Mackey leans in for the rebound. Doesn't get it to drop. Gets tipped out on the next attempt by Pena. And it'll go back to Lubbock Trinity. Hobbs trying to battle on the offensive board. Just couldn't get the touch in the paint that time. And nice job of stripping the ball away from Elliott on the defensive end.
Yep, everything but the finish.
Trying to come across, finds Edwards on the right wing. Down to the right corner to Elliott. Drives up the far sideline, then comes down the lane. Kicks it to the left corner. Wide open is Bruce for a tray off the side of the rim. Tipped up in the air. Off the hands of Edwards and rolls out of the right baseline. Good battle there with Mackey and Pena, making sure they got hands on the basketball before getting knocked out by the Lions. 16-10. Lubbock up by 6 with 7:15 remaining here in the second. Michael Mackey now in the front court off the dribble. On the right wing, guarded by Edwards. Sends it back to the timeline to Pena. Left side to Turbiatis. Dribbles to the free throw line. Underhand to Pena coming down the lane. Windmill layup left side. Clinks off the rim. No good. Rebound by Chisholm. Kicks it out left wing to Pena. Fadeaway 3 off the back of the rim. Long rebound for Edwards in transition. His 3rd. Up ahead to a breaking teammate on a big scoop shot. Off the fingertips there for Trout. His first bucket. 18-10 now. 8-point Lion lead. Pena now in the front court on the right wing. Touch pass down to the right corner to Turbiatis. To the right side to Pena in the perimeter area. He's going to slide left. Kick up top to Pena. Crossover move. Shot from the left elbow. A fadeaway off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Watson. His 2nd rebound. They'll dribble up the far right sideline. Stop and go to the right wing front court. Quick pass down to Elliott. Right block. Turnaround Jay on the baseline. No good. And then gets tied up on the rebound as Pena and Elliott went toe-to-toe that time. And the arrow will go for the Eagles on the jump ball. You got to react quickly on the board, just like we saw from Pena that time.
Yeah, you can't be caught flat-footed, otherwise you're not going to be doing anything at all except for watching the game.
Vega checks in for Pena. Pena will get the inbound. Finds back in the front court on the left side. Up top to Vega, swing it right to Turbiatis. Dribbles with his left hand. Top of the circle, getting the passes Chisholm. Behind him, Pena to get the handoff. The 3 on the way off the front of the rim. Turbiatis battling with Elliott for the rebound. Goes off his hands underneath the hoop. And again, Hobbs still being aggressive underneath the hoop. He's got to hold on to that basketball. Turbiatis will get a break. Coming on for him will be Caden Hall. And Coach Reason's another sub coming in now. Caleb Lehman in for Pena. Mackey will remain on the court, so will Vega and Chisholm. And the inbound comes in now for Edwards on the near side for the Lions. Bring it across the timeline against Mackey with 6 minutes left. Gets a screen from Elliott left wing. Cross court right to Watson. Up top to Elliott. Quick pass to the left side to Edwards. Drives the lane. Sends it back to the far right wing to Trout. Fadeaway 3 NBA distance with Vega's hand in his face and still puts it through the threads. First tray of the game for Lubbock. 5 points for Trout, 21-10. Biggest lead now is 11 for Lubbock Trinity. In the front court, Vega up top to Lehman. He's got a spot up a 3 himself on the fadeaway and swishes it through. Caleb Lehman right off the bench and in the books with the tray. Second tray of the game for the Eagles along with Vega. 21-13. Lubbock Trinity by 8. 5:20 left second quarter.
First field goal of the second quarter.
Watson will bring it across, slowing it down for the Lions. Underhands it to the right side to Bruce. To the left wing to Trout. Crossover move to the free throw line. Singer over the right side. Coming up with it is Watson. Jab step against Vega. To the top of the arc to Edwards. Backing into Mackey. Spins on it a little bit. Sends it back to the left side to Trout. Goes to the baseline. Scoop shot layup. Left side rolls off the rim. A rebound on the lean by Elliott, his 5th board. Goes over the top of 2 Hobbs Eagle defenders underneath. They call the foul on Hobbs. I'm not sure what they did wrong that time. They're going to say a hold by Caden Hall. That'll be his first and the 3rd team foul. The ball did come off the back of the rim. We'll put Elliott on the line. He's the only free throw shooter so far for the Lions at 2 for 2. Now making 3 for 3. Leads both teams with 13 points now.
Yeah, you do not want to put him on the line, looks like, because he is perfect so far this game.
Chris Archibald checks in for Jordan Chisholm for the Hobbs Eagles. Second shot of the fadeaway for Elliott. He's got 14, got a both. 23-13, back to a 10-point Lion lead. Here comes Mackey in the front court. Over to Lehman on the right side, swinging left to Hall. Drives the lane, saw some space, tries to go up high with it, gets rejected in the air. Brought down by Bruce, sends it ahead to Watson, who comes down with it, goes up strong on the double clutch left side and scores off the glass. He's got 4, and it looks like the Eagles coaching staff doesn't like how this momentum is shifting here. They called the timeout. 4:39 left, second quarter. Lubbock Trinity 25, your Hobbs Eagles 13. 25-13, 12-point lead for Lubbock Trinity after a Hobbs Eagle timeout. Hobbs has 4 points for Michael Mackey. Waylon Vega has 3, along with Caleb Lehman, who came off the bench here in the second quarter to hit a tray as well. But a 12-point deficit after the Eagle timeout. Lehman will bring it up across the timeline, the point guard now. Lubbock just holding on to their man-to-man defense, finds Mackey on the right wing. Up top to Hall, over the left side to Lehman. Thought about a 3, got his defense adjusted a little bit against him, and then decided against it. Finds Mackey on the right side. He'll spot up an 18-footer fade away. Falls to the floor, no call. Rebound on the right elbow, the free throw line by Watson for the Lions, his 3rd. Goes it across the timeline to Elliott, left wing. Drives baseline. Goes to the rack, double clutch, and scores on 2 defenders. You got to get in front of him before he gets that first step, or he's going to take it home on you, which he just did there. He's got a total now of 16 points. And they call the foul on Mackey. That's his first. 14th foul against the Eagles. 3-point play for Elliott. He's perfect now. 5 of 5 on the line. 28-13 your score. 4:05 remaining. Eagles down by 15. Their biggest deficit here in the first half. Top of the arc, Vega hands off right behind him to Chris Archibald, to Hall on the left wing. Back right side to Lehman for 3, and there's another one. This kid is starting to hit big ones. The junior has 2 trays here in the second quarter coming off the bench for 6 points. Going the other direction, Edwards stumbles down the lane, throws an off-balance shot off the back of the rim, no good. Mackey's 3rd rebound, up ahead to Caden Hall, and he gets up under by the defender coming down the right side of the lane. They call the block foul. That foul will be against Partain, his first, Lions 2nd, and Caden Hall will get an opportunity for 2 free throws. Hall shooting 78% on the season. He is 2nd in the team in terms of percentage.
At this point, the Lions have doubled up on the Eagles, 12-6 in this second quarter.
Hall's first free throw bouncing off the back of the rim and comes off left, no good, but he will get 1 more. Eagles are 1 of 3 from the line right now for 33%. They came into the game at 67.8%. 1 more shot for Hall. Eagles trail by 12. Second shot is up, and it is good. A swish for Hall, his first point of the ball game. Eagles now with 6 scores in the books, down by 11. The inbound comes to Watson, underhands it to the far side to Edwards. He'll dribble across. Defender will pick him up at the 3-point arc. Archibald tries to get it down low to Elliott. Had to volleyball it to himself. He finds Partain in the right corner. Back to Elliott, right corner against Hall. Takes a few dribbles up top. Sends it back right baseline to Watson. Tries to spin. They're going to say he shifted the pivot foot too much. Got to travel. That'll be the 6th turnover for Lubbock Trinity. Only 4 for the Eagles so far, so they're doing some pretty good ball movement up to this point. They do trail by 11. 3:17 left to the half. Mackey in the front court, over to Lehman left side. Keeps it to Vega left wing as well. To Hall, top of the circle. Comes to the right side off the dribble. Will hand off to Mackey. Mackey backs it up to the timeline. Comes back at top of the arc off the dribble. Bubbled off his knee, recovers it. Lehman will get it back at the timeline. Over to Hall on the right wing. Dribbles with his left hand. Hand off to Vega, top of the circle. Over to left wing to Archibald. Top of the arc to Mackey. Sliding left to Lehman on the far left sideline in front of the scores table. They'll come around right, finding Chris Archibald, who spots a tray, and nothing but net for Chris Archibald. That's the 4th tray of the game for the Eagles, who trail by single digits now by 8, 28-20. 2:30 left here in the second. Across the timeline is Edwards. He'll slow it up against Mackey for the Lions. Spin move, but he keeps it outside the perimeter. Now a hard charge to the right wing off the dribble. Semi-spin to the right, and he's going to hold up with it. Up top to Elliott. Dribbles to the free throw line. Hippity hop, and he shuffled the feet, got to travel.
Yes, he did.
Little hesitation with the ref on the far side, but he caught it eventually, and that will be back-to-back turnovers for the Lions. Kind of getting out of sync offensively. They have 7 turnovers now. The Eagles start to pull back into this one, Ron. Just
a little bit. Those threes are definitely helping for certain, and Lehman's in there doing his best to get the team back on it. You know, it usually is Mackey, but it's good to see Lehman coming in, stepping up, and taking charge.
Yeah, Lehman leads the team in scoring now at 6 points. Was not a starter in this one. Mackey with 4 and 3 for Vega along with Archibald. Archibald with the ball on the right wing, up top to Hall. Hall's going to get over to the left side to Pena. Top of the circle, down the lane. Advances on a J in the middle of the paint off the back of the rim. And a big rip down with the bicep for the rebound for Elliott. Was knocked down by Pena after that. But Elliott picking up his 6th rebound. And Lions retain possession in their backcourt. Quick inbound to Edwards with under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. They'll slow it down, leading by 8 as Pena picks him up on the left side of the arc. Backs it in, spin move to the left, goes to the rack, uncontested, and lays it in for 2. Nobody on the help side there for the Eagles, and Edwards makes him pay for it, his first bucket. 30-20, a 10-point Lion lead. Hodge in the front court, top of the circle to Pena right side. Pena with the hesitation, comes left off the dribble, finds Archibald, fakes a 3, backs it out, flicks it up top. Vega's going to fire an NBA 3, this one at the back of the rim. Rebound in transition by Watson is 4, 2-on-2, goes to the rack, double clutch, ball comes up straight in the air. They're going to call a shoulder foul of the Eagles. Got sandwiched between 2 defenders that time, did Watson, on the right side of the pike. They'll get a 2 free throw opportunity here. They call the foul on Pena, his first, 15th foul. Lions don't take a lot of time advancing that basketball.
No, they don't either. They take very little time, just like the Hobbs Eagles used to do not too long ago. They were quick and decisive.
Still perfect on the line is Lubbock Trinity. They have made 6 for 6 free throws. Watson making his first there on a swish and a second swish. Watson now with 6 points. And we got a timeout on the court, and that looks like Lubbock Trinity wants to call that one. 1:23 left here in the second. It's Trinity 32, your Hobbs Eagles 20. They're home here. A little bit of a hole to dig out of Ron as they trail by 12. And we're not quite done with the first half of action.
Yeah, they've got a team they're facing that's been experienced. They've had plenty of games. They know their chemistry. They don't even have to look at each other half the time. And they know what they're doing, fast and furious.
Lubbock Trinity went 3 rounds into the state playoffs last year before losing. They're 18-6 this season, number 1 in the 4A in the TAPS division for private schools. Eagles after the timeout. Pena top of the circle. Hand off to Hodge, left to right. They'll hand it off to Archibald on the right wing. Up top to Pena. Thought about a 3. Drive to the free throw line. Backs it out. Flicks it over to Hodge on the right side. Spins in the lane. Tries a scoop pass. It's up in the air. Pulled down by Archibald on the left baseline. Throws the ball towards the hoop. They get the foul call there. Not sure they're going to, no, that ball came off, but that will be a shooting foul. Wasn't sure if he was trying to shoot or pass on that one. They call the foul on Trout, his first, 3rd team foul. And a chance for some free throws here for Archibald. He's yet to shoot in this ball game. For the season at 55%, unfortunately hits off the front of the rim on that one. He will get one more. Archibald 0 for 2 in the last 3 games on the road. Getting a chance here to try to add to his point totals. Currently at 3. He did hit a trade just a few minutes ago. Second shot's up and good. Archibald now with 4 points. 32-21. Eagles down by 11. 54 seconds left in the first half. Edwards with the basketball, taking on Hodge through the time strike. Gets himself hunched over, dribbling through his legs to the right side arc. Backs into Hodge. Spins, throws it up top to Trout. Trout will back it out of the right wing with 38 seconds. Screen up top from Edwards. Sends it to the left wing, but overthrows his player, Bruce, to the Hobbs Eagles student section, out of bounds. And that's the 8th Lion turnover. Only 4 for the Eagles here in the first half, but Lubbock Trinity still up by 11. Inbound to Payne in the backcourt. No defense on him now until he gets across the timeline. Waiting for a screen from Hall, uses it to the left wing. Puts up the NBA 3. It bounces off the front of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop is Elliott for his 7th rebound for the Lions. He'll take the dribble himself with 17 seconds as he comes across the timeline. Sends it over to Edwards on the left wing. Jab step, taking on Hodge. Cross court right. Trout fakes a 3, dumps it down low to Elliott right side. Kick out right corner to Trout. His 3 hard off the back of the rim. Chased down by Hodge in the deep right corner. He'll dribble across with 2 seconds. Shot from 3 on the right side of the buzzer. Hits off the left glass and no good. So the Hobbs Eagles will be down by 11 at the half to Lubbock Trinity, 32-21. We're back live at Tasco Arena here at halftime. Lubbock Trinity leading your Eagles 32-21, an 11-point lead. Hobbs was down by 6 at the end of 1, 16-10, and we're outscored 16-11 in the second quarter. Thus the 11-point lead for the visiting Lions. Of course, this is a substitute game on the schedule. Amarillo High School said they didn't want to play the Eagles. They canceled that game. and then they added this one just recently. So not a full packed house here tonight. I'm not sure if that has something to do with it. People might not have known about the game, but still, there's a little bit of a hole to dig out down by 11 here at the half, and I think Coach Rees is probably talking to the troops that you're hanging with them at points, but you got to get some body on Keenan Elliott, who's got 17 points and 7 rebounds. And even if you get a body on him, if he goes up strong, you got to get your hands straight up because he's currently perfect on the line, 5 for 5.
Yeah, they need to somehow stop this terrific offense as far as the Lions. The Lions have been shooting really good and even getting some second and third chance points. That's also helped them in their efforts, plus the fact that they've been going to the line and making them so far. Only 2 players have been on the line. However, they have been really good on it. Hobbs needs to go ahead and get into a rhythm as far as getting into the lane, just drive it. Sometimes you just got to make things that aren't even there. And unfortunately, though, when they do sometimes, they've been losing the ball. But in most cases, they do get a foul call from time to time. So they need to do that more. A little less passing on the perimeter, trying to see if they can get an opening, because this Trinity Lions team is not going to give them anything easy anyway. So, Eagles are going to have to come in, swoop in, try to take it out, and just force it down their throat.
And we've seen a couple of attacks, penetration in the lane. Of course, Hodge lost the ball a few times, so he can try to clean up the dribble just a bit. I think that would work out. A couple other guys like Pena has tried to get in the lane as well. And Michael Mackey always got a quick first step. He can take care of it. I was happy to see the shooting coming off the bench, though. Caleb Lehman hitting 2 trays in that second quarter. Hobbs getting some trays in this game so far. They've got a total of 4 of those, and 2 of those from Lehman, and actually 5, 1 from Vega, 1 from Archibek as well. So a bunch of people stepping up in terms of outside shooting. Let's look at the numbers so far in the first half. First for Lubbock Trinity, we already mentioned the leading scorer, Keenan Elliott, 17 points, 7 rebounds, and perfect 5 for 5 from the line. We did mention he had 39 against Friendship back on December 22nd in a 196 loss in double overtime, so a lot of points put down for him, but he can't be beat, and that was a prime example of Friendship doing that just about a month or so ago. After that, a big drop-off in scoring. Brady Watson has 6 for the Lions and 4 rebounds. He's perfect, 2 for 2 from the line. Dax Trout has hit 5, all coming in the second quarter, 1 off a tray. Eli Reeves and Marcus Edwards both in the bucket apiece with 2 points. Edwards has added 3 rebounds. Lubbock Trinity with a total of 5 scores in the books so far. They've out-rebounded the Eagles 14-7, led by Elliott's 7 boards and Watson's 4. And actually, the Lions have had more turnovers in the first half, a total of 8. Some of those were unforced, but they were perfect on the charity stripe, 7 of 7 in through 2 quarters of play. And their biggest lead in the first half was 15, so the Eagles have got that down to 11 here at the half. On the Eagles side of the coin, top scorer, the guy coming off the bench for Hobbs, Caleb Lehman hitting those 2 trays. He's got 6 points. It's Michael Mackey with 2 buckets at 4 points overall. Chris Archibek hit a tray and also 1 of 2 on the line for 4 points. Raylan Vega with the tray for the Eagles for 3. Abraham Payne with 1 bucket for 2 points. Peyton Hodge was 1 of 2 on the line for 1, and Caden Hall 1 of 2 on the charity stripe for 1 point. So Hobbs right now with 7 scores. They have a total of 7 rebounds. Michael Mackey leading with 3 of those, and 1 apiece for Pena, Hodge, Chisholm, and Archibek. Eagles with 3 of 6 free throw shooting for 50%. And again, they have 3 less turnovers than the Lions at 8-4 at this point in time. So again, still an 11-point deficit. That's a sign of a good team. You got more turnovers than the Eagles, but your free throws are good, and you got a big man that continues to dominate underneath. So the formula's working most of their angles so far. The Eagles can get some more penetration, get some more foul opportunities and free throws that might help their cause. Ready for second half action here at Tasker Arena. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber with you. Hobbs trailing Lubbock Trinity 32-21. It will be Hobbs Eagle basketball. And top scorer at this point, Michael Mackey and Caleb Lehman with 6. Archibek and Mackey both with 4 apiece for the Eagles. And for Lubbock Trinity, it's Elliott with 17, 6 for Brady Watson. Eagles going left to right on the radio dial. Here are these second half action. Actually going to be giving it to Lubbock Trinity. It's their basketball, wearing the black with white numbers. Eagles in the home whites, black numbers and gold trim. And out of the backcourt to Watson to get it started for the Lions, who lead by 11. Started by Payne to the far left side, gets a screen by Edwards, top of the circle, Watson. Jump stop on the right elbow. Throws it to the left side. They'll flick over to Trout. Back to the timeline. Over to Watson on the right wing. He spins against Mackey to the corner. Finds Elliott on the right elbow, pivoting at the free throw line. Up top to Edwards, through his legs off the dribble, as he's guarded by Archibek. Slides right, Euro step, shot on the way, hits off the side of the rim on the tray. Long rebound from Mackey, his fourth. Goes ahead to Archibek with a scoop shot left side and scores. Archibek off to the races, he's got 6 points. And now the ball gets booted out of bounds on the near sideline. Eagles got a hand on it by Pena, then it ricochets off of him, but it goes out in front of the Taskovich band near side. Him out of the backcourt to Watson, as he's guarded by Pena. Goes across the time stripe to Trout, dribbling through his legs. Over the right wing to Elliott. To the free throw line, to the left side perimeter. Gives it off to Edwards, drives baseline. Dump over the right corner to Trout, wide open for a three. Nothing but net for Trout. 8 points for Trout, his second tray of the ball game. He's got both of them for the Lions. Eagles had 4 trays in the first half. 35-23, back to a 12-point Lion lead. Pena with the ball in the front court. Make that Vega. Over the left side to Mackey. His three off the back of the rim. Pulled down on the left side of the court by Eli Reese for his first rebound. Sends it ahead to Elliott right side. Kick it right corner to Watson. Another tray put through for the Lions. Watson now with 9 points. The third tray for Lubbock Trinity. 38-23. A 15-point lead, matching their biggest of the game for the Lions. Mackey in the front court. Sliding right with the dribble on the perimeter. Puts it up top to Pena. Hobbs down by 15. To the left wing. To Acosta. Over to Vega, right side. He's ready for a tray. His shot hits hard off the back of the rim and goes over the top of the backboard, out of bounds. 6:15 left here in the third quarter. Of course, the Eagles will be at home again Friday night against Artesia. 7 o'clock tip-off. Pre-game show at 6:45. Into the front court after the pass is Trout. One hands it in the lane. Left elbow to Elliott. Backs into his defender. Spins left. Gets tied up. And we got a jump ball call. Looks like a piece of it handled by Archibek. And able to get that jump from the official on the baseline. That will be an arrow for the Eagles. So a turnover for Lubbock Trinity. That's their 9th of the game, and only 4 for Hobbs so far. Inbound to Mackey. He'll take the dribble himself. No defenders until he comes across the timeline. Gives over to Pena left. Touch pass left wing to Archibek. Up top to Acosta. Dribbles around the right perimeter. Tries to hand it to Mackey, but is stripped in midstream. Pulled away by Watson. He goes to the other end with the reverse layup right. Misses the shot. Tip back up and in underneath it by his backup, and that was Edwards putting it through. Edwards now with 4 points and 4 rebounds. 40-23. Eagles with their 5th turnover. They have it now in the front court, though. Acosta on the right wing. Fakes the handoff. Drives baseline. Spins out of it. And underhands it back to Vega, top of the circle. Over to left to Archibek. Hand off to Mackey. Mackey facing basket now. To Acosta, top of the arc. Hand off to Vega, going from right to left. And then finds Archibek on the left side. Touch pass to Mackey in front of the Hobbs Eagles student section left. Dribbles through his legs on the crossover. Finds Pena in the left corner for 3 off the front of the rim. Tipped up in the air and brought down in transition by Edwards, his 5th rebound. Up ahead to a breaking Trout. Missed the layup. It was tipped up from behind. They're going to call a interference call here, as it looked like Elliott tipped it in before it cleared the cylinder.
Yeah, it was still spinning around the cylinder when he tipped it in, so that was a good call.
And he did get the heck off the floor that time to be up on top of that one. So Hobbs still down by 17, though, their biggest deficit of the ball game. Coming across the timeline is Pena. Slowing it up with 4:55 remaining in the third. Sends it to the right wing to Vega. Vega's going to hold it, fakes a 3, got his defender to jump, but decided not to shoot it. Slings it up top to Acosta. Dribbles the right elbow, pivots, spins right, scoop shot up high in the air and is fouled. Now pulled from behind. Ball came high around the rim but didn't drop. He will get 2 free throws. They get the foul call, looks like on Trout. His first team foul. And that'll put Acosta on the line. Acosta's trying to get himself in the scorebook, hasn't scored in this ball game yet. And waiting for that first free throw. He is 64% this season. Eagles at the halftime at 50%, 3 of 6, and he misses the first one off front and back of the rim. He'll get one more.
8-2 run for the Lions so far in this third quarter. Hobbs needs to score to get back in this game.
17-point deficit right now as returning to the court is Jordan Chisholm. Ready for that second from Acosta. Hodge also on the court. Second shot hard off the back of the rim. Pulling it down to the left block is Elliott, his 8th rebound. He's getting close to a double-double with 17 points. 40-23, into the front court comes Elliott, left wing. Hands it off to Trout, pulls it back to the timeline to Watson. Kick it down left corner to Edwards, posting up. Elliott on the left block, but getting in the passing lane down low and punching it out of bounds was Jordan Chisholm. So doing some good job on defense there, just coming off the bench seconds ago. Mackey returns, checking in for Pena. Lubbock basketball, left baseline, alley-oop and a dunk over the front of the rim. Good eye contact there as Edwards with a two-hand jab right over the iron. He's got 6 points. Eagles caught flat-footed on the guard in the paint that time. 42-23. Hobbs is going to hippity-hop down the lane, right side, and lays it in off the glass. So Peyton Hodge with his 3rd point of the game and a timeout on the court. The game got to a 19-point lead, but now down to 17 with a basket by Hodge. 42-25, Lubbock Trinity leading by 17 over your Hobbs Eagles. 4:16 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Hobbs coming in with a 9-9 record. Lubbock Trinity at 18-6, number 1 team in the 4A in the TAPS private school division in Texas. The Eagles, of course, coming in at number 13 in the Max Preps poll in the 5A here in New Mexico. Lions trying to get it down low to the right block to Elliott. Left block make that. He spins to the baseline, goes back door to Edwards, goes up double clutch, misses the shot, tips it out himself. They're going to say also touched by Hodge. And we'll give it back to the Lions underneath their hoop on the right baseline. Clock stop at 4 minutes left third. Edwards the inbound from the base, gets it into the left wing to Trout. Slides in the corner, spins on the baseline underneath the hoop. Goes it up top to Edwards, over the right wing to Reese for 3 off the side of the rim. Chisholm tries to chase it down, ricochets off a few Lions and goes out of bounds. Chisholm never did have the grip on it, but he got the knock off of the black jerseys to the near sideline. It will be Hobbs basketball. It looks like Coach Sutton's going to bring in a sub for the Lions, and that is Kelly Partain in for Reeves, who just missed that tray. Turbiatas tried to get in for the Eagles. They said he was too late. You have to wait at the bench, or at the scores table. Mackey in the front court. Over to right window, Costa. Stays right side, dribbles to the corner, gives it to Mackey. Fires up at 3 on the right side of the rim, no good. Pulled down to the far sideline by Edwards, his 6th rebound. Dribbles in the front court on the left wing, down low, and the reverse layup missed by Elliott. Little short. Mackey in the transition rebound. He's got 5 boards. Shot from the free throw line at the other end, bouncing around and good for the Eagles. Mackey with 6 points, so a rebound and a bucket on that one. Hobbs down by 15. Coming across the timeline, Watson. Over the right wing to Elliott, gets his pass deflected, gets it back though, dribbles to his legs, finds Edwards top of the circle. Sails the pass down to Trout in the left corner, fadeaway 3, hard off the back of the rim. Sky high rebound for the left baseline for Acosta for the Eagles, his first. Throws it down the lane to Mackey, to the right corner to Lehman. He'll put up a 3 and puts it through the threads. He is perfect from tray range. Coming off the bench, Caleb Lehman now with 9 points on 3 trays. The 5th tray of the game for the Eagles. 42-30, Hobbs down by 12. Stop and go dribble now for Edwards in the front court, taking on Mackey with 2:40. Throws it down the lane to Elliott, goes up strong with his left hand reverse and scores off the glass. He just got between 2 defenders that time. 19 now for Elliott, and another timeout. We'll keep it right here at Task Arena. So just when the Eagles are starting to climb their way back in, a couple post-up plays for Lubbock. Looks like they're used to being some good chemistry out there with some of their players. Again, this team went 3 rounds into the playoffs last year in Texas. They were undefeated last year in district, 10-0, and right now 5-0 in their district.
And you're looking at a lot of seniors on this Lions team as well. Yeah, that was an easy pass. Unfortunately, Hobbs was caught out of position on that one. Probably wouldn't be able to get a block on that anyway. He had the right position at the right height. But still, Hobbs not even close to being able to defend that one. Hopefully they can readjust on that defense and also other things as well to get back in this game.
Keenan Elliott leading both teams now with 19 points. For the Eagles, Caleb Lehman on 3 trays. He leads with 9, and 6 apiece for Mackey and Archibald, both scoring a bucket each in this 3rd quarter. Hobbs down by 14. Mackey with the basketball after the timeout. 2:30 left here in the 3rd, 44-30 your score. Puts it over to Lehman on the right wing, drives the paint, cradle, backdoor pass, and there's the man to lay it in on the right side glass. Beautiful assist to Jordan Chisholm from Lehman, and that's his first bucket for Chisholm. 8 players have scored for the Eagles. They trail by 12. In the front court, jump stop, top of the arc from Watson. Over the left wing to Elliott. He pivots against Lehman and Mackey. Throws up a shot from the baseline, swatted out of bounds as Mackey got his hands straight up in the air to help out Lehman that time. But it will be Lion basketball on the right baseline. Good help side D on that one.
Very few penalties on this third quarter so far.
Edwards inbounds left corner to Elliott, drives baseline. They're going to call the hold foul on the drive. He laid it up pretty easily that time, but they stopped the play before he got to the rack. So a foul on the Eagles. That will be just their first here in the second half. They only had 5 in the first half. Not sure who they got that one against there. We'll have to check that here in just a second. Looks like they charged that one to Jordan Chisholm. Pass it in the left corner, stolen by Chisholm. Lubbock Trinity's 10th turnover. Up ahead to Mackey, 1-on-3, goes to the rack right side of the double clutch. They call the jump ball. 2 defenders came on top of Mackey, and now Coach Reeves has some words for the baseline official. Thought he was fouled before that. The arrow's going to go over to Lubbock Trinity. So that will go down as a turnover, unfortunately. And the Eagles not able to get a shot off of that one. They're 6th of the game. The inbound stolen by Mackey on the right block. Goes up big with it and scores off the glass. Mackey with 8 points off the steal, and that'll be the 11th turnover for Trinity. 44-34. Lions by 10. Pass down to the right base to Edwards. He gets rolled over, somersaulted on the baseline. And they called the foul on the Eagles before he took it to the hole. They should get it on the baseline with a 10-point lead. They call that one on Acosta, his first, second team foul. Clock down to 1:29 left in the third. Inbound up top to Edwards. Mackey gets a piece of the ball out of his hands, picked up on the right block by Elliott. Turnaround Jay misses out the back of the rim, chases his rebound down in the left corner for his 9th board. He's 1 away from a double-double now. Unloads on the left wing, backing out is Watson. Stop and go, down the lane, goes to the rack, double clutch, and throws it over the left of the rim for a bucket. Kind of a sloppy shot, but he got over the iron. He's got 11 points, second leading scorer for Trinity. 46-34 at the other end. A spin move in the lane for Acosta. Throws it up top to Lehman. Cradle to the left corner. Chisholm for 3 and swishes it home. Jordan Chisholm with 5 points all coming in the third quarter. It's a 10-point lead. The inbound to Elliott, dribbling behind his back. It's loose in the backcourt. Body's flailing on the ground. And the whistle stops action, but I'm not sure what the call was. Did Hobbs have possession of the ball is the question. There's a foul, a hold call. They're going to call that as a steal for Mackey that time. And then they called the foul against the Lions. Trying to get it back was Elliott. He's the one that was trying to dribble through his legs that time. Second on him, second team foul for Trinity, and their 12th turnover. They get the ball down to the right corner, and a 3-shot on the way. Put it through the net for Michael Mackey. He's got 11, his first tray of the game, and the 6th for the Eagles. It's down to a 7-point contest. At the other end, a 3-shot for Trout, in and out on the right side. Rolls out on the far left sideline, out of bounds, and it will be Hobbs basketball. So, Ron, Eagles been down by as many as 19 here in the third quarter. It's been whittled down to 7. Some big buckets from Lehman and a couple other guys off steals like Michael Mackey.
They haven't given up, and they're not relying on Mackey.
Hodge will get the inbound. He comes down the lane hard and runs over his defender that time, which is the big kid Elliott, the 6'7", 215-pounder. You got to have some momentum to knock him flat on the ground. Unfortunately, that's going to be the foul on Hodge on the charge, his second, third team foul, and the 7th turnover. 7-point Lubbock Trinity lead with 23 seconds left in the third here at Tasker Arena. Inbounding on the baseline in the backcourt, Watson to Edwards. Returns to Watson near side. He has a lot of free reign to come down the lane. Right side, goes through 2 defenders, is tripped. He tried to go between Chisholm and Acosta that time and flopped on the floor. He'll get a chance for 2 free throws. Hobbs fans yelling for a travel as he tried to split the difference between the 2 defenders. They get the foul call on Chisholm, his second, and the 4th team foul. That'll put Watson on the line. He's perfect, 2 for 2. Lions haven't shot a free throw here in the second half. They are 7 of 7 as a team. Now make it 8 of 8 with that free throw. 12 points now for Brady Watson, 19 for Elliott. And for your Hobbs Eagles, 11 for Mackey, 9 for Lehman. Second shot on the fadeaway, in and out. First miss of the game. Rebound for Mackey on the right block. He's going to start the dribble across the timeline with his 6th board. Spot shot from 18 right wing, off the marks, off the rim. Pulled down underneath by Elliott. He's got a double-double now with 10 rebounds and 19 points. Sends it ahead left side to Watson. 3 at the buzzer. Now they got a time to tip it. It went off the rim. No good on the tip by Edwards to the right block. And that will end the third quarter of action. It's Lubbock Trinity 47. Your Hobbs Eagles down by 8 at 39. We'll take a 60. 7-39 here at Tasker Arena, an 8-point lead for Lubbock Trinity. Your Hobbs Eagles in that third quarter of action scoring 18 points and only 15 for Lubbock Trinity. 47-39 the score right now, an 8-point lead. The leader 19, Keenan Elliott for the Lions, 12 for Watson, and for your Eagles, 11 for Mackey, 9 for Lehman. Hobbs basketball to start the fourth, trailing by 8. On the right wing, a pass coming in from Pena up top to Mackey, gets a screen from Chisholm, drives the left side of the lane, hippity hop, misses the shot straight in the air, was tipped, it looked like by Elliott. Ball loose and pulled down for the Eagles out in the right corner, and a push foul by Lubbock Trinity. And we're going to get the stoppage error on the left baseline. They call the foul on Reeves. That's his first, third team foul against the Lions. Eagles were out-rebounded through three quarters, 22-11. Hobbs with just 7 turnovers, though, compared to 12 for Trinity. On the left baseline is Pena. Bounces in underneath. Lehman misses a little push shot underneath the hoop. And pulled down, going to the other end. Watson goes backdoor to Edwards, misses the shot on the layup right side, double clutch, and the ball gets knocked out for Hobbs. They'll have it on the baseline of their backcourt. 47-39. Eagles down by 8 with 7:31 left in the fourth. And Hobbs at 9-9. Lubbock Trinity at 18-6, 5-0 in their district. Mackey will slow down with the fist in the air with the play call. Double screen for him. He'll continue down the left side of the lane. Goes strong. Rejected high in the air by Elliott and pulled down on the near sideline. In transition off the dribble, Bruce tries a little windmill layup going underneath the arms of his defender that time for the Eagles. That was Acosta. Acosta couldn't get his body straight and gets the foul call. That'll be 2 free throws for the Lions. That's the second on Acosta, 15th foul. That will put on the line Benjamin Bruce, who's yet to score in this game or shoot a free throw.
Making 2 away from the bonus for the Lions.
First shot is up, and it is a swish for Bruce, who gets himself in the book. This team was 7 of 7 at halftime. They've only missed 1 free throw here in the second half. Bruce trying to make it 2 for 2 here. Second shot up, and it is in and out, no good. Pulled underneath by Lehman his first board. He'll dribble himself into the front court off the crossover. Finds Mackey on the left wing. 48-39, a 9-point Lubbock lead. Coming back to get it is Pena at the time strike. Shaking his head yes. Zigzags back left, hands to Mackey. Over to Lehman, top of the circle. Getting to Mackey on the left side, give and go. Gets a screen from Chisholm. Slides up top. Gives it off to Acosta. Acosta hands off to Pena on the right wing. Now back at the timeline. Perimeter passing game for the Eagles. Pena going to go right, now back to the left. Finds Lehman on the left side. Up top to Acosta. To Mackey right wing. Few dribbles. Then to Lehman on the left side. He's been hitting a lot of trays. He's going to spot up a tray on the left. Just swishes another one. Lehman's unstoppable. Has 4 trays and 12 points. 48-42, it's down to a 6-point deficit for Eagles. In the front court, Watson taking on Lehman now. Clock to 6:18 remaining. Dangerous throw over the left wing. Coming down with it is Trout. Over to Edwards' right wing, down low, and going up strong as Elliott gets fouled going up. Put it down for 2 on the right side. 21 now for Elliott as he's fouled by Acosta, who bonded him up from behind. That's Acosta's third, 16th foul, 1 away from the bonus. Chance for a 3-point play for Elliott. Not a guy you want to foul very often. He is perfect, 5 of 5 from the charity stripe. And a sub for the Eagles, Chris Archibek checks in for Acosta. Another body to throw at Elliott. Free throw bounces the rim and good. Now total 22. Double-double for Elliott with the 10 rebounds. 51-42, a 9-point Lion lead. Payne in the front court gets a screen from Archibek. Dribbles right, finds Lehman. He wants an NBA 3. Hits off the front of the rim, but he's knocked to the floor, so it will be a 3-shot foul for him. Free throw opportunities. Lehman not afraid to tank those off, and he gets Reeves to bite on him, picking up his second foul and the 14th foul against the Lions.
You don't even see too many 3-point foul shots. This should be counting good as they are down by 9.
Definitely wants to improve his free throw numbers. He's 33% on the season, and this is the first one there off the right rim. We'll get 2 more, though. It was a tray shot. 4 trays so far for Lehman. Let him add a free throw. Get this lead down to 10. And misses the second one as well.
Can't seem to find his aim.
Coach Reeves jumps up on the baseline, getting some claps there underneath the hoop. One more attempt here for Lehman. Is up, and it is a switch. He's got 13 now, leading the Eagles. Scores 12 of those from three-point shots. 5:57 remaining in the fourth. Hobbs down by 8, 51-43. Stop and go Joe for Watson. Lehman gets a piece of the basketball, almost got a steal on that when they called the reach. That'll be against Lehman. That's his first and the 17th foul, so that puts the Lions in the bonus 1-1. And we'll send Watson to the line. Watson had the first miss of the game, although he's still 3 of 4 for 75% and has 12 points. He's the second leading scorer, but is yet to score here in the fourth. First free throw's a swish, 13 now for Watson. He'll get one more. I'm trying to get above 500 with the win in this game. We're making 10-9 on the season. Miss on the second one off the front of the rim, no good. White block rebound for Archibek, his second. Sends it across the timeline to Pena, top of the circle. Sliding right, trying to see some rotation. Getting a screen up top from Archibek. Flicks it over to Mackey on the left wing. Up top of the circle off the dribble. Stop and go. To Pena on the right side. Drives to the free throw line. Back door. Tries to throw it high to Chisholm, but picked off in the air by Elliott for the Eagles' 8th turnover on the steal from Elliott. Across the timeline to Trout, far left wing. Near the scores table. Dribbles through his legs. Top of the circle is a handout coming to Edwards. Back door, and there's the big man waiting for it. Elliott with the reverse layup, one-handed off the right glass. He's got 24 to lead both teams. 54-43, a double-digit lead, 11 now for Lubbock Trinity. Lehman with the ball on the right wing, front court, screen up top from Chisholm. Over the left side to Pena. To Chisholm on the top of the circle with a jab step. Dribbles right, jump stop, finds Pena right wing, fakes a three, goes baseline, 15-footer hard up the back of the rim. Underneath is Edwards for the rebound for the Lions, his 8th. Outlet across the timeline, near side right. Overthrows Watson as the ball rolls out of bounds in front of him. That'll be the 13th Lion turnover. In substitution form here for the Eagles, checking in Braylon Vega as he comes in for Lehman, who exits with 13 points and 4 trades. 11-point Lion lead. Pena with the basketball for the Eagles in the front court. Comes right, uses up the dribble. Nobody guarding him, so he shoots an NBA three. Don't leave him open. He puts it through with no problem whatsoever. Pena with his first tray of the game. That's the 7th Eagle three-pointer of the contest. 54-46, an 8-point, though, Lion lead. Stop and go dribble for Watson in the front court. Flip it over to Edwards. Near sideline right against Mackey spin. Lefty dribble. Lost the ball. And it's picked away by Braylon Vega. That's the 14th turnover. Goes to the rack with a scoop shot. His shot is rejected by Edwards. Mackey with the rebound. Passes it over to Chisholm on the left block. He tries to go up with 2 hands and is rejected, but a foul call.
Eagles scrapping to get the ball. Could not get it, but do draw the foul. At least they get something out of their effort.
Watson his second personal 15th foul against the Lions, and Jordan Chisholm getting his first chance to shoot free throws in this game. He is 57% on the season, and he has 5 points all coming in the third quarter. 4:12 left here in the fourth. Free throw bounces hard off the front of the rim. The Eagles have a little bit of trouble hitting their free throws as of late. Of course, Lehman had 3 attempts here just seconds ago.
They could be a 2-possession game if they hit all their free throws.
This is another one, too. Eagles 1 of 5 in the fourth quarter. Rebound off the left block, pulled down by Elliott with his 11th board. He's going to go one-on-one against Archibek with the dribble in the front court. Crossover left to the far left sideline. Spins, gets through 2 defenders. Baseline. Swings it down right corner to Trout, wide open for a tray. Hits off the front of the rim, though, no good. Rebound left block for Elliott. Goes back up with a hook shot in the paint. Is fouled, going left to the right, sliding over the middle of the lane. A chance for a 3-point play as it goes through. They get the foul call against the Eagles. Vega, and the 18th foul on the squad. 26 points for the big kid, Keenan Elliott. And not missing a free throw up to this point. Up and good as usual for him. 7 for 7 from the charity stripe, 11-point Lion lead, 57-46. Coming across the timeline, Lehman, who just checked in, cradles down the left baseline off the dribble. Up top to Pena. Clock to 3:40 left in the game. You got a whistle on the baseline. Looks like it's Coach Reeves wanting a timeout. 3:40 left here in the fourth. Your Hobbs Eagles trailing by 11 to Lubbock Trinity, 57-46. We'll take a quick 30-second break. We'll come back with more Hobbs Eagle action live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back here in fourth quarter action at Tasker Arena, the Hobbs Eagles trailing Lubbock Trinity 57-46. Big difference in this game in free throws, Ron. Trinity 11 of 14 so far. The Eagles just 4 of 13 for 30%. Those extra points can really help in this game, only down by 11 at this point. The inbound down low to the right block, going up big is Archibald, gets swatted. Ball comes loose to the timeline, picked up by Edwards. He goes to the rack, then passes the last second to left block to Trout. His shot is blocked by Mackey, and a reset with the tip up top to Watson. Hold foul on the Eagles, and will be a bonus situation for Lubbock Trinity as they call the foul on Chris Archibald, his first 19th foul. One away from the double bonus, but Elliott will step up. We mentioned they are 11 of 14 from the line, and 7 of 7 is Elliott, who leads with 27 points and makes another free throw here. He's 3 for 3 here in the fourth quarter and has 9 points of his 19, or 9 of his 28.
Yeah, you can foul anybody, but don't foul number 35 because he is hot tonight.
But he misses it, as we said, gets his own rebound and goes back up over the front of the rim. It's no good. Ball knocked out after that, but he got between 3 Hobbs Eagles to get that ball after a missed free throw, and that was very close right side of the rim, so he had to go over the top of some bodies. 58-46, Eagles down by 12 with 3:18 remaining. Pena, his defender, falls to the floor. Shot from the free throw line off the back of the rim. Mackey goes back up, is swatted from behind on the left block, picking up his 8th rebound. Ball goes out of bounds on the baseline, but it will be Hobbs' ball. Right now, the scoring for the Eagles, 13 for Lehman, 11 for Mackey. And the leading scorer for Lubbock is the big kid, Elliott. He's got 28. Lehman inbound from the right base, tries to loft it in. It's knocked away for Lubbock Trinity. Got a whistle foul call here on the right block, and Hobbs fans not liking it. They're going to say Watson pushed off to get that away from the Eagles. Trying to get up for it was Chris Archibald. Actually, no, they say that again. Instead is on Reeves, his third, 16th foul. Lehman will inbound from the right base once again. Underneath the Eagles hoop. Goes it back deep to Mackey, top of the circle. Clock down to 3:05 remaining. Bounce pass to Payne, who brings it back to the timeline. Middle of the court. Dribbles to the left side, finds Mackey, goes baseline. Wraparound pass to the right corner to Lehman. To the right wing to Acosta. Back to Lehman. NBA 3 from the right side. Fade away. There you go again. The junior is hot. Lehman puts it through. His next three-pointer of the game is 5th. He's got 16 to lead the Eagles. 58-49 the score in favor of Lubbock Trinity. Backdoor pass and tried to dunk was Elliott, and just used his hands to push it over the right rim instead. Then a whistle after the score by Coach Sutton and the Lions. 30 points in the books for Elliott, 13 rebounds, but you got to love the work of Caleb Lehman coming off the bench for the Eagles tonight. Telling Coach he wants to start, I guess. 16 points. And of course, 15 of those coming in trays. He's got 5. Quarter action continues here at Tasker Arena. Your Hobbs Eagles have hit 9 three-pointers in this game, Ron. And, of course, big-time shooting from Caleb Lehman coming off the bench. He's got 5 of those.
Yeah, he is excitingly explosive in this game. Too bad he couldn't do that in other games. You know what? Sometimes you just got to pick your moments, and this is his moment. He can make a difference here. There's still time to get that 11 points back for Hobbs, but it's going to be tough because Trinity is not going to let off on the gas.
I think I gave a short to the Eagles. I believe that's 10 three-pointers so far. 60-49, though. They trail by 11 with 2:35 remaining. So all the trades in the world doesn't automatically mean a W, and the Eagles got some time to try to whittle this lead down. Mackey in the front court. Top of the circle against Edwards. Hands off to Hodge, who just checked in right wing. Up top to Lehman. Throws it behind him. Lehman recovers it, though. Slides right with the dribble to Mackey on the right wing. Drives baseline. Double team against him. Gives it up instead up top to Archibald. Back to Mackey on the right wing. To the right elbow. Up top of the circle to Acosta. To the right side to Archibald. Drives to the free throw line to Lehman. Fumbled it forward. Almost traveled. Able to recover it and get back to Hodge at the timeline. Clock goes down to 2 minutes. Comes down the right side of the lane. Scoop shot high. It's rejected out of bounds. Blocked by Watson to the left baseline. Eagle basketball. Clock stop immediately at 2 minutes. And returning from the Eagles, another three-point shooter, Braylon Vega, the freshman. He will be the throw-in at the left baseline underneath the Eagles' hoop. Bounces it into the right wing to Archibald. Back deep to Acosta. To Vega in the right corner. Dribbles up top of the circle and finds Mackey. Mackey faces basket, stop and go to the right side, underhands it to Acosta, to the left wing to Hodge, cradles, goes down the lane, little finger roll over the front of the rim, misses off the iron, pulled down underneath the hoop for Lubbock Trinity by Reeves. He finds Trout across the timeline, down the lane to Edwards, reverse layup left side, foul going up as Hodge got his wrist. Now miss off the back of the rim, but Hodge picking up his third personal, 10th team foul. That will be a double bonus the rest of the 133 in this fourth quarter for the Lions. And that'll put Edwards up to the line. He's got 6 points, but yet to shoot a free throw.
Hobbs getting bonus as Trinity is at 6.
First shot is up and clinks it off the front of the rim. No good for Marcus Edwards. Edwards just 4 points away and a rebound from a double-double. Keenan Elliott, his teammate, already has a double-double. Second shot, a high one and a swish for Edwards, now with 7 points. 61-49, Lions by 12. Here come the Eagles. Mackey in the front court, up the far right sideline. Waiting for a screen, gets it from Archibek to the free throw line. Shot up on the way, hits hard off the back of the rim, pulled down by Vega, left block. Sends it out to Hodge, left wing. Spins around 2 defenders and comes back up the near sideline with the pass up top to Acosta. Dribbles through his legs at the free throw line. To Hodge on the left wing. Up top to Mackey. Wide open NBA 3 on the way. And right through the middle of the threads there. Mackey with his second tray in the ball game. The 11th three-pointer. He's got 14. 61-52, a single-digit deficit for the Eagles. Down by 9. Under 1 minute left, though. Edwards tips it across the line to Watson, far left. Over to right wing to Elliott. Elliott's played the whole friggin' game here. He's been staying on the court. Hands it off to Trout. He'll back it up to the timeline. Finds Edwards on the left wing. Clock down to 40 seconds. Slings it down to Elliott, left corner. Spin move, left baseline, double team. Underneath the hoop, spins in the lane. Hook shot over the front of the iron and scores. This kid will not sit down, that's for sure. 32 points for Elliott. 63-52, an 11-point Lion lead. Mackey gets open left corner, spots a 3, in and out. And that does not stay in the cylinder. Pulled down underneath by Reeves for his third rebound. Gives it back to the guard, Watson, with 15 seconds. Stop and go for him across the timeline. Handed off to Trout. Trout gets around Hodge to the far left sideline with 8 seconds. Comes back to the time stripe and hands off to Watson. Clock to 5. Hodge kind of just playfully batting at the ball as the clock continues to run, and that is the ball game. The Hobbs Eagles unfortunately lose this one tonight, 63-52. To Lubbock Trinity. Eagles will drop to 9-10 on the season. First time they've been under 500 this year. And Lubbock Trinity improves to 19-6. The Eagles losing tonight, though, to Lubbock Trinity, 63-52 to drop to 9-10 on the season. Trinity improves to 19-6, the number 1 team in the 4A in the TAPS private school division there in Texas. Well, let's look at the numbers first of all for the visitors, Lubbock Trinity, with the win tonight. They get 2 in double digits. Keenan Elliott finishing with a double-double, 32 points and 13 rebounds. Also, big-time free throw shooting, too. He was 8 of 9. In fact, he only missed his last free throw attempt, which was the 9th attempt of the ball game. So he probably could have that one back. But still, big-time performance for him in this game. Also for the Lions, it was Brady Watson finishing with 13 points. He was 4 of 6 from the line and had 5 rebounds. So those two combined for 45 of the total 63 of the Lions. Dax Trout finished with 8 points on 2 trays. 7 for Marcus Edwards along with 9 rebounds. He was 1 of 2 from the line. And also Ben Bruce finished 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. So only 6 scores in the books for the Lions. Actually, Eli Reeves added a bucket for 2, but 6 scores for the Lions. They were 14 of 19 from the charity stripe for 73%. They hit 3 3-pointers compared to 11 for the Eagles in this game. But they did out-rebound the Hobbs 30-17. That thanks to 13 boards from Elliott and the 9 from Marcus Edwards, 5 for Brady Watson. More turnovers for the Lions, though, 14 for them and just 8 for the Hobbs Eagles. On the Hobbs Eagles side of the coin, their top scorer tonight coming off the bench, Caleb Lehman. He had 16 points, most of that coming from 3-pointers. In fact, 5 trays out of the 11 that the Eagles got. He was also 1 of 3 from the charity stripe. That was also a 3-point shot that he got free throws for when he was pushed backward after attempting that one. But a big game for Caleb Lehman. Again, 5 3-pointers and 16 points. Also had a rebound, too. Michael Mackey got back in the double digits. He had 14 points with 2 trays, did not get a free throw attempt in this game, and had 8 rebounds. He was the top boardman for the Eagles. So Mackey and Lehman combining for 30 of the Hobbs Eagles' 52 points in this contest. Chris Archibald was 6 points. He went 1 of 2 from the line and had 2 rebounds. Abraham Pena, kind of a quiet offensive night for him with 5 points, a tray. Braylon Vega, the starter, the freshman, with 1 tray and 3 points, also had a rebound. And let's see, Caden Hall went 1 of 2 from the line with 1 point in the contest. Peyton Hodge was 3 points. He was 1 of 2 from the line and 1 rebound. The Hobbs Eagles getting 8 players in the scorebook in this game tonight. Their free throw shooting some very big problems going on. 4 for 13 for 30%. Nobody got more than 1 free throw to go down in this game, and a couple guys over. So, again, that was a downward trend. We've been starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Hobbs shooting 75% against Cleveland Saturday night, and some other games where they were 65 or higher. But tonight kind of went back the other direction. So definitely not one of their helps in this game as they lose this one by 11. Again, Hobbs did outshoot in three-point land, 11-3. Again, Caleb Lehman, the leader, with 5 three-pointers. Michael Mackey dumped in 2, and 1 apiece for Braylon Vega, Abraham Pena, and also Chris Archibald. Turnovers just 8 as we mentioned. That's 6 less than what they had for Lubbock Trinity. But Hobbs was out-rebounded again, 30-17, as Michael Mackey led with 8. And nobody else even getting close to 8 in this game. So that definitely was a major disparity with the rebounds and the free throws in this contest. In terms of the fourth quarter, it was Lubbock Trinity outscoring the Eagles 16-13. Hobbs did manage to get a halftime score. They're only down by 11, 32-21, and were able to dump in 18 compared to 15 for Lubbock Trinity in that third quarter. So they did get some points back in the third, but again, the advantage for Lubbock in the fourth. So with the loss, 63-52, Eagles are now 9-10.
Yeah, and it's hard to win when you got Elliott, who's scoring almost half the points for his own team. But the other thing was simply this: the free throws were just not there, not hitting for some reason. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board, get back to the if you miss a few, then you're going to have to run some laps and do that, and definitely get back into practicing that. Got a couple of days before the Artesia game, and definitely have a couple of games before we start district. That's one of those things we talked about early on as far as winning a game, and one of those things you got to do is just simply hit those free throws. Of course, the other problem was Lubbock was getting a whole lot of penalties called for them, and Hobbs was never really in penalty in the bonus as far as that in the second half anyway. So whenever they got to get to the line, they need to make those count. And, again, we talked about the fact that if they had made those free throws, this could have been a closer game, could have been possibly manageable, even winnable for the Eagles. But unfortunately, it came down to the wire. Weren't able to move the ball in the last 2 minutes as fast as they did. They did get one shot from Mackey, but other than that, it just seemed to be mostly Lubbock was controlling the ball, and Hobbs was just unable to get back into control of this. So again, a loss means that they're going to learn some things, hopefully, and get back to basics. Three-pointer is great, but you can't live off those apparently because they did not win. The paint points for the Lions, they look great, especially when you have a big guy that scores 30 points, was underneath and was able to get those rebounds, get second chance points, and be able to make it look easy. Plus, get those extra points from the free throw line when he got fouled as well.
I mean, Hobbs is trying to come back. They've lost 3 games straight now with the Los Lunas, Cleveland, and now this game against Lubbock Trinity. But I think Lubbock Trinity is probably the best out of the 3 we've seen recently, though.
Oh, definitely are. They are definitely gelled and know how to play. Seniors come together when they know it, and definitely the reason why they're 5-0 in district.
Again, final score tonight: 63-52. Your Hobbs Eagles losing to Lubbock Trinity.